ladies, welcome to my channel. My name is Suzy Kental, and you're watching the Q Concept. The Q Concept stands for the Quental concept. Quental is my last name, and I mainly speak about the concepts that I incorporated into my life that has worked out for me and has taken me to a certain level of comfort and success in my career as well. So stay tuned. If you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe, like, leave your comment, or let us know how do you feel about our videos, or if you have any suggestions or recommendations of topics that you want us to also address. We mainly speak about the femininity and self-development of a woman. All right, I don't want you to lose focus on our main objective. Our main goal is to educate the women on why it's so important for women to be self-developed, to improve their lives and learn more and occupy their space in the world with integrity, with charisma, and never forgetting who they are, their main identity, and their femininity. So, welcome. So today I want to speak about femininity and I want to bring that stigma of femininity being a weakness for a woman. I used to hear a lot about many women who don't they can't actually relate to femininity. They say like I'm not a feminine woman, I'm just a woman. I'm not a feminine woman and I'm fine with it. I'm a very strong woman. I'm actually more masculine than feminine and blah blah blah. I understand. And because of that, as I was observing some women's behavior and also what society says about femininity, I noticed that society thinks or takes femininity for weakness in a woman's life. And because of that, many women believe that femininity is a weakness for them, and femininity is not something that can work as a power, as a strength for their life, or to work in their favor. Because of that, many women think that femininity is actually going to, ruin their career. For example, that femininity is only good for, for stay-at-home moms or for housewives or for models or for men's pageants for beauty competition or for all of these elegant things, that femininity is not something that we should bring, for instance, to a male dominant work environment. And that's where I see many women losing themselves, because as soon as they get a job in a male dominant industry, for example, they take off all the femininity, they leave it at home and they go work with only their masculinity. And that is quite dangerous, my dear ladies. That is quite dangerous. Quite not a good place for a woman to be, to, undress herself from her true identity and wear up the mask of the strong and masculine woman, all around masculine energy only. So I want you to stay with me as we go about this concept of femininity not being a weakness and how you can change your mind in case you have been taking your femininity as a weakness in your life, right? First of all, why is it femininity being portrayed as a weakness in women's life? When you look at society, because femininity is a representation of women, and women in society is usually taken for the weaker vessel, the fragile gender, the gender that must be protected, guarded, provided for, the gender that must be, protected against, I don't know what, so many things in society, I guess, and the gender that, is so delicate and so sensitive, so defenseless, etc., etc., that must be protected and put aside in a corner, must not be seen, must not be, taken to dangerous places like the war, like the workplace, like, many other areas like the field, um, the mission field, or many other areas in which usually is men there. Usually men are the ones working there. Because of that, unfortunately, femininity is associated with weakness as well, because women are portrayed or perceived as the weaker vases, the gender that is so fragile that cannot, cannot take, for instance, a normal discussion or a normal argument. She will end up crying a lot. We need to be careful with her emotions. We need to be careful with her sensitivity. We cannot talk about strong things because she's a woman. She will not understand these things. You get me? Exactly. So when you look at all of these factors, you notice that unfortunately these ended up being like a forming like a shield that protects femininity from being taken as a strong thing, and actually embeds in femininity the how can I say, the weakness mask. It puts femininity into a pedestal of being like, that's so weak, that's so weak, that you can never ever show your femininity, because when you show your femininity you're showing your weakness. All right. So because of that, we see many women saying goodbye to their femininities and not wanting to know anything about it. And we see many people, many women who are feminists, for instance, they do not like this part of them. Not everybody, okay? There are some women that are feminists and they don't like their femininity because they take femininity for a weakness. They only want to portray their masculine traits or their masculine energy. They want to be on their masculinity all the time. They leave all of these fragile things and delicate things and sensitive things and elegant things and graceful things aside and say, this has nothing to do with me. I'm not going to speak like that. Why do you have to speak like that? Why do you have to act like that? Why do you have to be so me? So this is this is what I see a lot of women doing. They just want to put aside femininity and say, you know what, this has been hurting me more than helping me. Now, I want to tell you, my dear lady, that it's your femininity actually that is supposed to be strengthened and used as your superpower and not the other way around. All right? I don't want you to take off your femininity, leave it at home, and put on your masculinity and a lot of masculine energy whenever you have to go to work or whenever you have to go to any other place. I don't want you to be feminine only when you are at home with your husband, when you are at home with your family, your friends, or whatever. And when you go to work, you gotta leave femininity behind. No, I don't want you to do that. I want you to be a whole human being. I want you to be a complete woman. I want you to embrace your complete, the fullness of your identity. All right? Stay with me in this. Okay. So how can I change your mind about it? I want you to take the example of kings and kingdoms, all right? Kings in the kingdoms are like the most important person. Usually they're the most important people, right? In the kingdom, they are the most sensitive people in the kingdom. They're delicate. The entity of a king is the most important and delicate entity in the entire kingdom. You can be like a prime minister or governor of, I don't know, a city or something, but the king is the one that is the most important, that is supposed to be protected, provided for, that is supposed to be guarded. But still, the king goes to work. He goes to work. He fights. He does his work as a king. Not only when he is in his office, but even when he goes out to the work. So this is what I want you to know. The king is you with your femininity as a woman, right? The king is the sensitive, the person that must be protected and guarded and provided for, the fragile person in the kingdom. Although, let me tell you, he's not physically fragile, he's actually quite strong. For you to be a king, you have to be very strong physically, mentally, emotionally, and even energetically, you must be very strong. So that's the same as you, woman. With your femininity, you are still a strong woman, although you are perceived or taken as the fragile. So women being the fragile gender doesn't mean that they have no physical strength or emotional strength or mental strength. Nah. It just means that they must be protected. And I don't want you to, be arrogant to think that you don't need to be protected. I actually love this part of society. This is one part of this thing of thinking that women are weak that I love is the fact that society must protect me. And I'm very glad with that. I'm actually very okay with it. Society protects me, men protects me, society provides for me, men provides for me. I'm okay with that. And the same way you look at the king's life, he is not like a fragile person physically, emotionally, or mentally. Although he still has to be protected, he's usually like surrounded with really strong soldiers who like are the best soldiers in the kingdom to protect the king. And even when he goes to war, he goes with his soldiers. He's fighting. He's also working, proving himself as a king and as a strong man. But at the same time, his soldiers have their eyes on him to protect him, to save him, to guard him in case he's in a very dangerous situation or in a very dangerous position, right? This is the same mindset that I want you to have regarding you and your femininity, you as a woman, right? Imagine that, yes, you are a strong woman. You are a strong woman. But even though you're a strong woman, you also want to be protected by other people. The same way the king is. The king knows how strong he is. The voice of the king is the most heard voice. Whenever the king gives an order, everybody must follow, right? So this is the same mindset I want you to have as a woman. Imagine that you are the queen in society and that because you are the queen in society, society will protect you. And they will protect you, protect your identity, protect your entity because you're the most important entity in the kingdom. They will provide for you, protect you, guard you. They will follow your orders and do everything in their power to keep you safe. And this is a beautiful thing to have, actually, dear women, to have society and every man protecting you like that, being concerned about your safety. This is not something that I want you to discard now because you have strength to go to work to do, um, to put your hands at work, to go out in the field, in the mission field, for example, or to go out in the farming field, to go offshore, or to go to, if you're a scientist or you're an astronaut, to go out there and just be so strong that you cannot allow any man else to do anything for you or to protect you, to defend you, to do anything for you. No. I want you to continue allowing men to protect you. This is the strength of your femininity, actually. This is not a weakness, all right? All right. This is not a weakness. This is actually part of your strengths. Although you know that you can protect yourself, you know that you can defend yourself, you know that. But even so, you will spare your own energies, you will spare your own strength and allow the strength of a man to come and be in your defense, to come and protect you, to come and provide for you, to come and be there for you, to come and die for you. The same way soldiers, they will die for their king. You will also allow men to die for you, society to die for you, society to protect, defend, care for, provide for you completely. All right? All right, my dear woman. So the king goes to war to fight. Besides him doing his administrative works when he's in his office, when he's in the court, he also goes to war and he doesn't go alone, right? He goes with his soldiers. This is the same mindset that I want you to bring when you are in the workplace, dear woman. Let's say that you are in a male dominant work environment, so masculine, so strong, that you say, here, I can never be feminine. Trust me, actually, it is there when you need to be the most feminine. Why? Because when there is too much masculinity, there is no balance. So there is a lot of, let me say, like the shell is so strong, so rocky. There is no water inside. There is no, any jelly thing inside. There is no anything that he's really protecting. What is he doing? What is he protecting? Right? Men in society, they work for women, for the comfort of women. and women allow men to do so. Even when you go to work at the same workplace as a man, let's say your husband, you are co-workers with your husband, even there, you know that he's working there to provide for you. Not only provide meal for you, provide money for you, but he's also there to provide a comfortable lifestyle for you. A comfortable lifestyle means that you are at ease in your life, in your finances, you are at ease in your life, in your emotions, your mental health, your spiritual health, your overall well-being. So, excuse me, you are there assisting, observing your men working like that, and you are also working alongside with your men, but you never forget that you are a woman, that your femininity, your womb is to be protected, right? The same way I said the king is the most important person in the kingdom and must be protected, the woman also is the most important person in the world and must be protected. Whoa, Susie, what is this? What you just said? Yes, I said it. A woman carries in her body a human race container, the womb, right? And because of that, they must be protected. Women must be protected and cared for and, just guarded and provided very carefully. Excuse me again. There is something in my nose today. Well, if you have been following my videos, you know that there is always something in my nose. I'm not sure. Okay. So, as I was saying, try to start seeing yourself as this, as this beautiful egg white that has a shell, and the shell is your masculine energy, the shell is your man, the shell is the men around you, the men in the workplace. As the You are this egg white that has this shell, and the shell must be strong. But the shell in itself cannot be strong. The shell to be strong must be also allowed, let me say it like that, energetically by the egg white. The woman needs to be in her true identity, in her true femininity, and allow the man to be the man they're supposed to be, and allow the man to be creative, allow the man to be the strongest humans that they must be, allow the man to protect her, to care for her, to provide for her, and it's okay. It's so actually much better. And there is a lot of sense of peace and relief that when you just are there, relaxing and just leaning back and just very, at peace with yourself and allowing the man to be a man and provide for you and do the things for you. Come on, ladies. This is not being lazy. This is actually being smart. Okay? All right. So I do not want you to discard your femininity thinking that it's a weakness as you maybe see in society. I want you to start taking your femininity as your superpower, your strength, as that representation of yours that is going to pave the way up for you, the way for that comfortable lifestyle, the life of your dreams to actually come to reality. And if you're like me, you are in the journey of building a better reality for yourself, becoming the best version of yourself. Please embrace your femininity as your superpower and stop thinking that it is a weakness that you must discard. All right? All right. Well, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video and let me know in your comments what you think about femininity. Is it still a weakness for you or you are transitioning to a new mindset on your femininity? Well, I will see you in the next video then. Bye for now.